It is 11:37. It is the 9th day of November. It is a lovely spring afternoon, and I am your grumpy guide to all things gaming with the November update on what's going on with the channel for the rest of 2020, because I do these occasionally. Also, in this vlog, we will talk about my annual RPG event that I have run in some form every year for the past 11 years, which will probably not be happening this year because of stuff. So, quick reminder, there was a sub goal that I wanted to hit by the end of October, by Halloween. That goal was not hit. We are 217 subs in. I'm hoping to hit 300 by the end of the year. 500 is the goal, but let's be reasonable. 300 is probably a more reasonable goal. So, as always with these goal, things, YouTubers tend to throw out a challenge, like if I get $10,000, I'll shave my hair, or I'll eat the world's hottest chili, or I'll, whatever. And I have done goals in the past where if the goal was hit, I did something, usually food related. I ate, a ghost pepper. I ate cuttlefish. I survived for an entire day off nothing but 7-Eleven food. I ate an MRI. So, it's sort of a reward for you for being loyal and for trusting me by subbing. So I will do something to make a fool out of myself for your entertainment. So if by some Christmas miracle, New Year's Eve 2021, I hit 500 subs, I have tossed out the idea of getting a tattoo. Will that actually happen? I don't know. My mother would kill me. Jews don't really get tattoos, and I don't know. But it's out there. I will do something. But more reasonably, let's assume 300. 300 subs by the end of the year. Midnight, January 1st, there will be some sort of usually food-related challenge. I've been told to do the Subway Sandwich Challenge, which is, I think, eat 3 footlongs in 20 minutes or something like that. I've been told to get the D&D cookbook and cook everything in the D&D cookbook. It's $15 now on Amazon. I just put an order in it, so hopefully it'll show up by the end of the year. Obviously, I can't cook where I live now, but it'd be fun to have, and hopefully incentive to move to someplace with a kitchen. But, there's other things reasonably I could do. I could, eat one of every kind of string cheese or, whatever. But still, do a live read-through of Tomb of Horrors or a live playthrough of a Let's Build of Minecraft. But we'll do something. So that is the plans for the remainder of the year, is to continue chugging forward with the current content, hopefully get some new things to review, hopefully get some new gaming news, hopefully have some money to invest in new products, maybe a new microphone, a new camera, editing. But, for now, we're just going to chugging along with the content that you know and love. Now then, let us, as this is the holidays, and everybody has an annual holiday game of some sort they usually run. Everybody has a Christmas game or a Halloween game. For the past 11 years, I have, in some form or another, run a scenario every November at Seths Games and Anime, or with people who were associated with Seths Games and Anime. Sometimes I ran it at a house, but usually it was the annual Thanksgiving event. It started about 11 years ago, and it was called Night of the Dire Turkey. And the basic premise of the game, which was either a one-shot where everybody got special characters, or they could run their regular normal characters, or they could bring back a character that they'd run previously from another game that had died or that game had ended. But basically it was a 4-hour, hex crawl where the final encounter was with a giant Godzilla-esque turkey. And it grew and changed. Sometimes there was themes. There was a Star Wars themed one. There was one where they went to hell to rescue a character of a player who had drawn the deck of many things card. That's, your character gets sent to hell, imprisoned in hell, whatever. So it was sort of like a Suicide Squad scenario, because Suicide Squad had just come out. So everybody ran D&D character versions of the Suicide Squad. And they were thrown out of a plane by Amanda Waller, who was played by Loth. And, there were other ones. And usually the final encounter was with a Godzilla-esque turkey. In one scenario, they had to build a giant robot to fight it. In other scenarios, they had to go back in time to prevent the creation of the dire turkey. But it was always a very silly, ridiculous scenario, and it was usually that I had some turkey-related product that I had acquired at the 99-cent store. A turkey standee, a turkey stuffed animal, a Kramik turkey that cost 99 cents, whatever. One of the best ones was I'd found a stand-up turkey that was, it was a turkey picture with the hat and everything, and then you folded out this thing to make its feet, and it was held together by a toothpick. I mean, not a toothpick, a paperclip. And at, towards the fifth hour, after they'd been fighting the turkey for like 20, 30 minutes, and they couldn't realize why, their attacks were sort of being ineffectual and, stuff like that. One of the player characters, like, can I make a check to see if I notice a weakness? And he rolled like a natural 20. And I'm like, okay, you see what's on the table. This is exactly as it appears. And he's like, wait a minute, so I could just take this paper clip? And he takes the paper clip, and of course the thing folds in on itself and falls over. And I'm like, yep, you defeated it. And they're all like, that was it? And I was like, yep, I told you repeatedly, what you see is what's on the table. A giant, flat, one-dimensional turkey thing, and with the paper. And they're just like, oh my God. So that was one of the best, I think. And often the turkey would be in phases, like video games. Like first it was a turkey, then it was a duck inside a turkey, and then it was a pig inside the duck that was inside the turkey. We did another one where the turkey died, and it became a cooked turkey, and then they had to fight a cooked turkey, and it was spewing out dressing all over the place. One of the worst experiences of the night of the dire turkey we had was pretty much the same scenario, pretty much the same thing. They had to rescue. The town had been taken over by small, regular-sized turkeys who were basically 1920 gangsters. And they all talked with, like that 1920, hey, yeah, what you doing in our neighborhood, buddy? Don't make me make, that sort of that, and they were trying to take over, basically like it was like, I think one of them was like Clucky McComb and stuff like that. They're all named after famous gangsters, and they were trying to make the way for their gangster boss, who of course was the dire turkey, and the player characters had to infiltrate their organization to stop the summoning, the boss, the dire turkey. And I'm running the dire turkey scenario, and it's usually one of its breath weapons was it breathed out gravy, and you had to make the saving throw, and if you didn't make the saving throw, I rolled dice, but instead of taking damage, that was how much gravy, was clinging to your body that you ingested, and that was an amount of weight that you were now carrying of just gravy that you had eaten, stuffing that was stuck to you, mashed potatoes that was on top of your body. So basically, instead of doing damage, it increased your weight. And if at any point in time, the encumbrance of the amount of junk that was on top of your character exceeded their strength times, I think we figured it was strength times 10 or strength times 100, you couldn't move. So it was a very non-lethal scenario. It was pecking people and scratching people, but its breath weapon didn't do any damage. Instead, it just hindered your movement. So and there was this girl there, and for some reason she started crying. One, because she didn't like the idea that they were playing a scenario where they were beating up a turkey, and she was like, oh, you can't kill animals. And another reason she started crying because she thought we were making fat jokes, because we were all like, talking about how the mashed potatoes has crushed Steve's character under, 20 pounds of mashed potatoes. And, Susan's character is drowning in a river of gravy. And, and everybody was laughing. It was a great time. But then she just gets up, table flips, starts crying, because how dare we run a scenario where we're beating up a poor defenseless turkey that's, a 1920s gangster that's trying to take over the town. This will be the first year in 11 years because of COVID that I have not run Night of the Dire Turkey. For me, it is a Christmas tradition, a holiday tradition that's as important as any other holiday tradition because it was a chance to get together with friends, some who I haven't seen for a while, sit down for 4 or 5 hours, play a silly one-shot scenario, often D&D, but some, there was one when we did a Star Wars, and it was basically reenacting, A New Hope, but instead of the Death Star, they had to blow up a giant turkey. And one time we did it as a superhero scenario where it was a giant turkey balloon from Macy's parade, and the villains were using it to rob New York, and they had to beat up this giant turkey mecca. But it was always the same idea. You go in, you meet and beat up and encounter various individuals who are trying to facilitate the coming of this Godzilla-esque turkey. And at the beginning of the last hour, it would be boom, 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 blah, 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 and this giant turkey would appear. And then they had to spend the next hour trying to defeat the turkey. And then there was, rewards. So one bad year, a couple great years. All in all, it was just a great, fun tradition, and I really miss the fact that I can't run it this year. I can't get together with my D&D friends and family and do that scenario. But fear not, true believers, because next year, the Dire Turkey will rise once again to terrorize Seths games and anime. Blah, 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 blah. There's even a poem. It goes like this. Go not into Freeport this evening, my love, for the ground, for it is dark and full of danger. Go not to Freeport, my love, this evening, my love, because the flames burn green and the sails are black. Go not into Freeport this evening, my love, because the fog is thick and danger is lurking. Go not into Freeport this evening, my love, because it is the night of the Dire Turkey. Blah. Thank you for being part of the OGGM Adventures. Stay classy. And I will talk to you losers later.